average order value, meaning of those people that come by, what's the average price they're paying per checkout? Is it $30, $75, whatever? Okay, so an average order value increase across the board of all industries here with a quiz implemented, 15%. So if your average order value is $100, you implement a good quiz, it's now $115.
Awesome.
That's huge. Conversion rate is the big one. Now, average conversion rate, if you get people to go through a quiz, 9.5%. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Josh, co-founder of We Crush Marketing. Along with our creative director, Hallie, we bring experiences, inspiration, and strategies to help you, the business owner, operator, or marketer, crush your goals while building sustainable growth for your business. What's up? Thanks for joining us for another episode of the podcast. And today we are going to cover quizzes, not your traditional quizzes like school, quizzes to help you grow your business. All right. So what's going on?
Well, I got a trail bike, which I'm pretty excited about.
I had the pleasure of seeing it yesterday. Ran into each other at the trails.
I probably looked really pale. I'm a road bike person, and I'm used to being like tight and, going fast and not moving and avoiding rocks. And this is a whole new experience, and it's really terrifying, to be honest. And after doing a 1 mile loop, I realize I'm not an extremist, and I'm also not very brave.
But you're on the path. You're
but I also am seeing that the path is 2 feet wide, and there's rocks and cactus on one side, and then there's like really spiky bushes on the other. So, it's an experience.
Yeah. So we ran into each other yesterday at the trails, which we don't live that far apart. So we took the family out. We're riding the trails. The kids are out there. And I knew Hallie had just gotten her mountain bike, and we spot each other. She's riding on the same trail where our kids are getting off. But the best line you told me before you started riding again was... I have to tell everybody.
Yeah, sure. I have no clue what you're going to say. I blacked out all of yesterday.
You said, okay, I'm going to do one more loop, and then I'm going to go home. Yeah. And reflect on my life.
Yes, because it is so stressful, and I'm all about avoiding unnecessary stress. And let me tell you, going on a mountain bike is stressful.
Yeah, but that was awesome. The trails were busy. It's first really nice sunny day we've had here in Fort Worth, and I feel like a while. It's been kind of gloomy and icy and cold.
It's been horrible. And let me tell you, while I was reflecting on my life yesterday, I thought, what is it I can learn about quizzes?
Is that really what was going through your head?
It was.
Okay. You were just thinking of the podcast.
I was.
Just getting ready.
I was. So I'd like to learn about quizzes today, Josh.
I love a good quiz.
Okay.
Because, my roots are in D2C, in e-commerce, and we have seen the power of a really good quiz on a website.
And I will say my roots on quizzes are BuzzFeed quizzes.
the taglines and the clickbait.
100% clickbait.
For sure.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Hey, they work.
They do work.
You don't forget about them.
No, they don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about quizzes. I want to share some numbers here. Okay. Let me hit the show notes because I've got some numbers that are going to rock your world.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. Now, the title of this podcast is How a Quiz Can Double Your Conversion Rate. And that's like at a minimal. Okay.
Real quick, for newbies to marketing, what is a conversion rate?
Simply the number of visitors you get to your website that buy something.
Got it.
So if 100 people come to your website and 2 buy, that's a 2% conversion rate.
Okay.
Give you a historical reference or ongoing reference even, 3% is the average conversion rate on e-commerce.
Wow.
3%.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not 10, it's not 20.
3 out of 100 are
3 out of 100.
Make a purchase.
Yeah, the thing, it's a lot of browsers.
Sure.
So.
Okay. 3% is the standard.
Yeah, 3%, you can kill it. If you've built all the other fundamentals, okay. So, but I want to share some numbers because this is how much a quiz can impact your business. An average order value uplift, okay? Meaning, we covered this on episode 1, how to grow your business, 3 ways to grow your business. So average order value, meaning of those people that come by, what's the average price they're paying per checkout. Is it $30, $75, whatever? Okay, so an average order value increase across the board of all industries here with a quiz implemented, 15%. So if your average order value is $100, you implement a good quiz, it's now $115.
Awesome.
That's huge. Conversion rate is the big one. Now, average conversion rate, if you get people to go through a quiz, 9.5%.
3 times more likely to purchase.
It's massive.
Yeah, that's huge.
In our own experience of implementing quizzes, we've seen at least double. I didn't want to go crazy with triple or quadruple on the title of the show.
Sure.
Let's keep it real.
For sure.
But
we're always real here.
If you can double your conversion rate, I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had 1 million people come to your website every year and your conversion rate was 3%.
That's a lot of people.
And now it's 6%. You literally could double your business with the same amount of traffic. No more traffic, just doubling conversion rate.
Sign me up.
Right? Who doesn't want that?
Sign me up.
So the numbers, I could go on and on. I don't want to bore everybody with the numbers. We're going to put this graph in the show notes, but it's impressive.
That's awesome.
So let's get into what a quiz is, how you can implement one, all the good stuff.
So I'm browsing. You've got a lot of products on your website. I'm not sure really what I'm interested or what I want. Is that something a quiz can guide me in the right direction?
Absolutely. So you land on the website. The idea is that the quiz, the essence of the quiz is to nurture the customer, potential customer, through the process of understanding your product or service and then seeing themselves using it. That's the goal. Think about it as in, like, one of the analogies I was thinking of, you go into a store and you try on the clothes versus just walking by on a Sunday when it's closed and window shopping.
Right. Absolutely.
What are you more likely to buy?
I'll buy if I try
Probably when you
on.
try it on.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in an ice cream shop. Like, they're like, you want a sample? You want a sample? You want a sample? They want you to get the triple dipper. Let's be honest.
They do.
They
Who
want you to
doesn't love
taste
a
it.
triple dipper?
You want to try another sample?
Yeah.
I'm like 7 samples in.
Yes.
Give me a scoop of each.
Absolutely.
That's what they want.
Yep.
That's what the quiz can do for your business.
Well, all right. So I have a couple questions. I'll just throw these at you and then you can kind of answer. So how much does a quiz cost? How do you even go about making it? And then what kind of information are you collecting?
Quizzes can be very cheap to implement on your store. There are some tools out there. Like if you're running an online shop like Shopify, we use Octane almost exclusively. They have plans like $50 a month, like simple. You know, they have plans that could be $1,500 a month, but it's really, it's more dependent on your traffic and how many customers you're getting. So that's good. It can like grow with you, but you could start an online quiz for nothing. I mean, almost nothing.
Are quizzes exclusively for websites that are e-commerce?
No, I think that you can implement quizzes that are for service-based businesses. Could be like a med spa, a dentist office. I've seen quizzes like that kill it on just helping people understand what the company's really offering and what that person might need. And then they just collect follow-up information. They collect their name and email. And they've got like a nice little bio now and data about this user and how they can then better follow up with that person. So
really, I mean, you could use a quiz for anything. I just came to me. My husband's in commercial real estate. I mean, you could do a quiz that's like, are you looking to buy or rent? Are you leasing or selling? Are you looking for a 10,000 square foot warehouse or a 20,000? I mean, this is just all different ways to collect information.
That's a great point. Imagine coming to a commercial real estate site. Let's use that example. And you see what you land on the website and there's all this stuff to explore. It's like, hey, properties for lease, properties for sale. You're at that point, you're just allowing the user to kind of like browse the buffet. Whereas the quiz like holds their hand and walks them through, right? It's like, hey, are you a buyer or seller? Are you buying or selling? Are you renting or buying?
And he might not necessarily have a property that fits exactly what they're looking for, but then he now has all that information so that when that does come up, he knows, hey, I got somebody that's interested in this type of property. Yeah,
and ideally, like online, like I'll be honest, the people like businesses that are selling a product online, that's where it works really well.
Sure.
In fact, I can share like some of the verticals where they have like the biggest numbers. Skincare, huge numbers on skincare products. Health and wellness, not surprised. Pet products is like killing it with an online quiz.
Okay.
Like help you guide like what your dog really needs. Food and beverage does okay. Luxury brands is lower because luxury we're considering like $1,000 plus purchase price. That's not super surprising. the one that has the highest uplift in revenue actually goes to jewelry.
Oh, interesting.
31% uplift in revenue in the jewelry and watch space.
Okay.
And then you got hair care makeup at 19%, home products like plants, textiles at 18. Those are the top three.
I think that I forget what the website was, but a long time ago when we were working on a quiz for a client, you sent me a link. We can find it and put it in the show notes, but it was a plant quiz. And it was great because it was like, are you looking for indoor or outdoor? And you choose indoor. Are you looking for high sun or, shade or, and then it was like, are you really good at plants or do you need something that you just like water once a month? And that was really cool because I took that quiz and then it was like, okay, here are a list of plants that would be appropriate for you.
Can you pull that up, Ty? Like actually, I think it's heyrooted.com.
Yes, it is. Heyrooted.
Yeah. Great quiz, like really good branding on it. We'll look at this one later. We have another couple to show you guys, but yeah, heyrooted.com. Let's just walk everybody through like what this process looks like. Maybe they can visualize it a little bit better. And for those of you that are just listening to the podcast, you could check this out on our YouTube channel at We Crush Marketing. Okay, so, and Nico, this is where we'll pick up this shot. So we're on heyrooted.com, and to Hallie's point, she went through this quiz when we worked on this for a previous client and just get an idea of their workflow. But you notice the big thing on these quizzes, it's all about the call to action. So when you see this website, you notice what really captures your eye is this bright green button over here in the top right. Hallie's doing a great job.
Vanna White.
Yeah, Vanna White. It's the only green of that shade on the webpage, so it really draws your eye there. And go ahead and click that, Ty.
Also, a side note, this doesn't have to be in it, but this would be great to just be able to like go through like what is a well-designed web page or
for
something.
For sure. That would be a good note.
Just for later.
Yep. So Ty, let's go ahead and let's just enter this out. Let's see here.
I'll be curious to see what Tyler's plant choices end up being.
But Ty's a fish guy, so he is used to taking care
that's true.
of the nurturing small things like this.
This is true. And this is also great because if you have the customer enter their email address in prior to filling out the quiz or before they get the results, that's an awesome way to collect email addresses. And if you haven't checked out our previous episode, we talked all about why email addresses are super important to collect. Yeah,
so the first question asked him his name. Second, it asked for his email, where to send the results. And now it's asked him, do you have any of the following: kids, pets, or a killer personality? Ty's going pets and killer personality. Bold.
This is also a great way to show off the personality of your company.
Absolutely. See how good the branding is? It all fits their vibe. This is a custom GIF. Hallie, help me out. What do we call them? I
think there's controversy, but I've always said GIF.
Okay. We'll roll with that.
Also, we definitely don't have a relationship with Rooted, but we're always down for some plants.
Yeah, no relationship at all. We're just, this is just a shout out for this awesome quiz. Yeah. So now it's asking, do you have any of the following? Bright, direct light, bright, indirect, medium, indirect, low, indirect. Ty's kind of a low lit guy in this house, I guess. Great. We've got one thing, or the thing. All right, this is the big question. What's your experience with plants? I've never had a plant ever. Have killed every single one. That's hilarious. Have a few growing. It's a miracle. Or Mother Nature is my middle name. There's a first time for everything.
I love their animations.
These green thumbs are hilarious. If you ever travel, how long are you away for? Ty's a Chinese money plant guy.
He only has one plant that he can keep alive.
Well, maybe. On the bright side, there's something for you.
That's
true. On the downside, it might be lonely.
So what I want you to talk about, Josh, is based on all of this information that we've now collected from Ty, what can you do with his customer profile? What kind of flows can you set him up in? I mean, how valuable is what he just did to the business? Oh,
on the back end, ideally you would have these avatars of like that fit these profiles based on their answers, all funnel into different types of flows. I would imagine, I'm just going to guess that Hey Rooted is probably breaking those categories down into the question that asks, like, have you ever had a plant, never had a plant? Yes, I have. And it's a miracle, and a Mother Nature's best friend. It's probably breaking them down into those groups, because then it's kind of like your experience to like least to most experience. And then the flows you can build off that are awesome, because now it's going to be like how to take care of the person who's the least experienced. They're going to get flows about like how to take care of plants.
More educational.
Don't be afraid to go like start buying plants.
Right.
How not to kill it, you know?
If they start getting new inventory that is more appropriate for somebody like Tyler, all of a sudden he's going to get notified, and the people that are very experienced are going to have a whole different set of emails.
Exactly. It's so much tailor made for the user, which in turn is why the conversions can be so high. The conversions are also very high. And if you're just listening to the show, we're still showing this like results on the screen of Ty's Chinese money plant. I'm waiting for him to add it to cart. And Ty, are you going home with this plant soon? Is it going to be shipped to your house?
It's definitely going to be shipped to my house.
It could give your fishes some company. But the great thing here, because now it's given him, through this cool quiz with all the animations, it's so well branded, it's on point. It has given him the product he needs. He's not he's not browsing, he's not window shopping, he's not guessing which product he can keep alive. He is getting a personal recommendation, which is why it has such an impact on the conversion rate. So I love that we went through. If you haven't checked it out, if you're just listening to the show, check out heyrooted.com. Ty, let's just pull one up, like a big company that has killed it with a quiz that probably everybody's heard of this company, and that's Warby Parker. Warby Parker, like the king of glasses, has relied on a quiz for ages. It's changed some throughout the years, but it has been a foundation of their customer acquisition. So this is a Warby Parker's homepage, super clean, like very minimal call to actions and large text with take a quiz to find your frames, and you can click on that. We don't have to go through the whole thing, but I would encourage you to check Warby Parker's Hey Rooted, and another historical company that has killed it with quizzes is Dollar Shave Club. They've always done a phenomenal job. And there's a reason they kill it.
I have owned several pairs of Warby Parker, and what I love about them is not only can you take the quiz and then you get these recommended styles, but then they really have a great demo program, because it is glasses. It's something you wear. So you want to pick out the styles you like, but then they give you the option of actually getting 5 of these frames, try them on at home, you send them back. And if you're like, yeah, this is a frame I like, then you can actually order with your prescription. So they're really doing a ton of things right. And we just give them kudos.
Yep, absolutely. So if you are on the fence about quizzes, or you've thought about quizzes in the past, I hope we covered a lot of good stuff here. I think that quizzes are a no-brainer for almost every business. It's just such a good, again, to recap, it's such a good way to nurture these potential new customers, to really getting them to understand what your brand is about. Like that Hey Root example, everything is just so on point, what the brand is about, what the product or service truly is, and in getting those people to visualize your product or service in their life.
I'm super excited as well. So for our next episode, we're going to dive into what kind of business. Are you transactional, or are you really about the brand? So you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that.
Till then, keep crushing it.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed the message, we would greatly appreciate it if you would leave a rating and review on the platform of your choice. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes that will help you achieve sustainable growth for your business. And if you have any questions or need any help implementing some of the strategies that we discussed in this show or other shows, just shoot us a message at hello@wecrush.marketing.